Guys, it's Ryan here, and welcome to another episode of the F1 2012 Career Mode series, and we're here at the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi, and it's going to rain, which is very weird because it's mainly hot here, but 100% rain, so it is going to rain. And you can tell we're at the back because what happened was, when I was about to do qualifying, I thought it was a practice session, so I kind of skipped it, and I didn't realise it was qualifying, so we're at the back, and we have a default setup as well. So what I'm going to do, guys, is in the description I'll put my setup that I normally use for this track, and hopefully that will help you, but I do apologise for that. It was a schoolboy error for myself. So, going to be starting at the back. It's going to be hard, but we're going to give it a go. Taking a gamble going on options, considering it's going to be wet, but we got a bit of rain in the air here at turn 1, but we don't know how wet it is around, so we're going to take a gamble, thinking that half the track is wet and the other half is dry. But Hamilton's on pole, our rival, so it's not a good start for us because we're at the back, but we have that 19-point gap, remember, from our win in India last week, so hopefully we can be up there and not lose as much points as possible here. So the lights coming on now as we're about to start another episode of Career Mode. The lights are out and we go straight up to mixed mode 3, get a beautiful good traction out of that first gear, and we get past Cartagena already and De La Rosa up into 22nd, and just scroll through the AI here as they're not very good in these conditions. I'm not going to be honest, as you're going to see very soon, as this you can see that very slow through the corner. So we've gained 11 places already, up into 13th place with Kimi Räikkönen, our next target of the road. And yes, rain, it's a bit cloudy as well, and there's a bit of sun in the distance there, so could this rain end, or will it just continue for the whole race and have, as we hit there, sadly make contact with Maldonado. But we go around the outside of Räikkönen and Schumacher up into 11th place, lose a bit at the back end there, so this track is damp down the second half of the track, I would say, as Maldonado tries to get off the slipstream of us, but we're going to duck down his inside, brake a bit early, and slowly through the brakes, and up into 10th place and into the point, so that's a good start for us. As we're going to go around Grosjean as well, up into 9th place. Next target is our teammate, Paul di Resta. He's finally got off the blocks for the team. He's been given a big slap over the head by Vijay Mallya to get moving, to help us in our fight for the Constructors' Championship. And if you notice there, this part of the track is still dry. There's a bit of dry patches, so the options will be good in this sector here, as it's yeah, it's not a bit wet, but coming down the coming towards the hotel, which is absolutely brilliant. It's probably the best building I've seen in the game, if I'm honest. But the change of lights as well. You can see we've got a bit wide there. We've got to be careful of that curb on the right hand side, as this track has lots of auto spin curbs, so we have to be really careful. As you can see, the AI are all pitting, and we have to pit because it's going to get wet, and sadly di Resta's in front of us, so we have to give him the position there. We make contact, and also I'm going to be held in the pits until di Resta's out, so this is going to be fun. So everyone's out, going to be pitting, going to stay behind him. Looks like a good pit stop there from di Resta. And did we see primes going on there? We do. He has gone on the white prime tyre. Very interesting, as we're still waiting to go into the pits. There we go. As we have to wait for a second, so we go on to the intermediates, thinking it's going to get wet, as we drop to 19th. So, oh, we're going to go back up again to 10th place. So we gained a couple of places, but we lost a couple out of that. But Vettel's on primes as well. I'm thinking that the AI are on primes. Very surprising, but it's the AI fear. They have there's a rare bug on F1 2012 where in these conditions, in these sort of races, the AI would pit on lap 1 and pit on the other tyre. Bit disappointing in my opinion, but we have to seize the opportunity. That's why I always say, if there's any problems with the game and it's to help us, we have to take it. As you can see, we get past Vettel up into 9th place. A bit of using all our curves in standard mix mode 2. As we're going to brake a bit early, as it's still a bit dry in the sector, so we didn't really want to burn these intermediates as As at this point I was thinking it's going to stay raining and we will not have to make a pit stop here. Coming down the second back straight, the second DRS zone, into the stitching of Michael Schumacher here as we're going to brake late and duck to his inside. And who's that in 7th place, you see? Is it Mr. Cucumber himself? It is Carter Cahan. Very surprising to see up there. And Charles Peak as well in 6th place. So the AI are doing pretty well here, those cars. Going to go on to lap 3, we got past Pick off camera and Carter Cahan, who are making mistakes, and the AI are all pitting again as they'll be flicking to the intermediate tyres this time, as the track is wet now for intermediate, so our tyres will be up to temperature and we are going to be pushing now all the way around and try and get up to the highest position as possible. As Hamilton comes out of the pits to take the lead, Kobayashi's in 2nd and we're now up into 3rd place, so pitting to intermediates is the right call. And sad, as I said, sad to see the AA having problems with it, but we have to take it and we move on to that. All the way to lap number 9 as nothing really happened. The gap to Kobayashi and myself is the same, but Mark Webber's slowly gaining on us as the track is getting drier and it's getting dark as well, so track temperature is going to be low, so it's not going to dry out as much, but the final sector previous lap on lap 8 was very dry, so I'm thinking possibly as the AI says it's going to rain for another 5 minutes, but the track in this last sector was dry, so I was thinking, do I take a gamble and try and jump Kobayashi in the pit stops to get into 2nd place and really help us in our title hunt and draw back as little points as possible to Hamilton, who has got a commanding lead at the front. Probably say he's about 10 seconds up the road, or 17-20 seconds as we lock up there, and off we go into the just before the hotel, underneath the hotel section. Webber's catching up, but he will be pitting, so not pitting. I mean we'll be pitting, so we don't have to worry about him for the time being. As the sun is finally out and it looks beautiful. As I've said in the Overtakes of the Week episode, the Kermasters have done a brilliant job with the Abu Dhabi's day to night transition, as I kind of got a weird corner cut there. I don't know how I got that when I entered the pit lane. So we're going to stick it to lean, 2 laps of there, as we're going to be pitting straight onto the option tyre, as we're going to blast 4 laps here on these primes as we're into 4th place. The rest of our teammates in as well, so our engineers have gone for a risky strategy of going straight onto options, but the question is, would it pay off or would it not really? But Grosjean's up to 5th, that's good to see him up there, considering he is likes taking people out on the first lap, because we went a bit airborne there. Very surprising to see that in the game. So coming into there, we're 14.5 seconds behind Webber, so looks like we're going to keep this gap between the pair of them. On to lap 10, we're going to brake a bit early. AI are pitting, so the question is, have we, as pitting early, going to make a benefit to us? And coming out the final corner, looks like it is, as we're going to jump Webber. Looks like we're going to jump Kobayashi as well, but Hamilton's still in the lead. But from the championship perspective, we've up into 2nd, so Hamilton's going to gain less points than we did about a lap ago. And possibly with 4 laps to go of this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the gap is only 5.5 seconds. We're up on our best time purple. Could we possibly win this? As Kobayashi's nearly 6 seconds behind, so we have benefited big time during that stop to up there. So we're going to go on to lap number 12, as we've just set the fastest lap of the race at 44.1. The gap is 3.5 seconds. We've got to keep pushing. We need to do a second a lap to Lewis Hamilton if we've got any chance of catching him. Not a good first sector there. 6 tenths off Hamilton the first sector. He's really pushing now, McLaren. He's been given a boost by his engineer to push the car as we are catching him. But we are doing the same as well. We're going to use about 80% of the curves already there, as we've got a couple of people coming on F1, which is very good to see, considering it's a good game, as we kind of had a bit of corner cut there, a bit of apologies there, which didn't benefit us as we had a very wide exit. using the rest of our curves coming out of that corner onto the second back straight here. As we're coming towards the final sector, have we gained any time on Hamilton? We have, but it's only a tenth there, as we have a bit of a corner cut there. But we're up 3 tenths on our fastest lap PB, so we're going to go quicker. But I think Hamilton is pushing even further, as the sun is setting now at the Yas Marina circuit. Going to brake a bit earlier. Looks like there's a bit of lockage, so could Hamilton have locked his tyres? Looks like it is, as we're slowly catching him by a tiny bit amount. But as we're going to now come towards the final couple of corners now to start the penultimate lap. Cut again, which is not good. I do apologise there, guys, but I was given a warning there for corner cutting. Going down onto the straight, we set a 43.7 there, our fastest lap. As we pulled another 3 tenths on Hamilton, the gap is back to 3.5 there. As we've got 2 laps to go, it's a bit. We need to pull 1.5 seconds. We have done it before, considering last week in India we pulled all that time back on Mark Webber to take the victory here. But Hamilton there's pulled about 2 tenths on us, so it's still got a chance. But looks like we're comfortable with second, as Kobayashi's now 9.5 seconds back down the road. So we can either can consistently drive this car now, keep second place, only lose 7 points in the Drivers' Championship, going on to the Austin circuit in Texas, America. Or we can fight and try and give it the full beans and try and get the victory here. And it will really give us a boost going into USA. But we're going to see we have to drop it to standard, as we've just gone to optimal on the fuel load. As Hamilton's extended his gap again. Still 2 tenths up on our PB, which is good. So we're still going for fastest lap. As yeah, it was very hard to not just get distracted from that sun, because it is bright and it's coming even lower. Coming under the hotel for the penultimate time, and we lose the back end, and we luckily not hit the wall and lose the wing. But that has just cemented Hamilton's victory parade for this race, as he's coming towards the final quarter, so the final lap. We're still going to give it. We're still going to push though in standard mode. As we're coming to cross the line to start the final lap, we lost 3 seconds there. Hamilton's gap is now 6.8, and he sets a 43.5, so he was 2 tenths quicker than our previous fastest lap. On the previous lap, as we're going to really be coasting now, as Kobayashi is 6.9 after our mistake there. So yeah, it's going to be a very interesting final 2 races of the season. There is a slim chance we can win the title at USA, but really, don't really see it happening. But anything can happen in these videos, guys. You never know what's going to happen. Onto the straight now for the final time. The sun is setting on what was probably a bizarre race. I'm not going to lie at the start, as you saw, guys, and hopefully you won't see that again very soon. There, as I want to give a shout out to the rest as well. It looks like on the map he's in the top 10 still, so really going to help us in our Constructors' Championship as we come to the final sector for the final time. As we're going to coasting now, as we're 2.2 seconds off. We've got a bit of marbles on our front right tyre. Kobayashi's catching though, as well. He's only just under 5 seconds there. As Hamilton is coming towards the penultimate 2 corners to most likely win, unless he has a big crash or gets taken out, but it doesn't look like it. Under the hotel for the final time, as we come towards the final 2 corners, Hamilton will take the victory, and that will really give him a boost going to the final 2 races, as we're coming towards the final corner now. Brake a bit and have a beautiful apex and lose the back end a bit, but nothing too serious. Cross the finish line and we get second. Overall, it was a good performance considering we started at the back and had a default setup, so that was pretty promising. So there was the rest of finishing 6 as well, which is good to see. Good for our Constructors' Championship hopes for second. So the results then: Hamilton takes the victory by nearly 10 seconds from us, with Kobayashi a strong 3rd place for him, so kudos to him. The 2 Red Bulls 4th and 5th, Paul di Resta in 6th, with Fernando Alonso in 7th and Grosjean in 8th, Jenson Button 9th, Michael Schumacher completing the top 10, and once again beating his teammate Nico Rosberg, very surprising, and Felipe Massa and Mara complete the first half. Drivers' Championship, we're 12 points now ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Jenson Button is theoretically now out of the running, so really it's between me and Hamilton now for the championship with 2 races to go. It could be another Brazil moment, guys, or will we wrap the title in America? You have to wait and see till next week, next time to see. Alonso is 4th with Vettel in 5th. Constructors, McLaren have wrapped it up really, and there's really a battle now between me, Red Bull and Ferrari for 2nd place, with just 32 points covering the top 2nd and 4th place, so it's going to be really interesting to see that. But anyway guys, thanks for watching this episode of the Career Mode series, and as always like and favourite the video and subscribe for more F1 2012 content. Next time, we're at Austin, Texas for the penultimate race of the Career Mode series, guys. Until then, wherever in the world, have a great day, and I shall see you then. See you later.